2 weeks after the killing of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer, demonstrations against police brutality and racism continue in cities across the US. People of all races have stood in solidarity under the slogan Black Lives Matter. Most rallies have been peaceful, but clashes have taken place between security forces and demonstrators, resulting in more than 10,000 arrests. And many of the protesters view President Trump's threat to deploy the military as divisive.
Mayors and governors must establish an overwhelming law enforcement presence until the violence has been quelled. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
The president has been criticized for using the police to clear protesters near the White House so that he could be photographed in front of the so-called Church of the Presidents, which had been set on fire the night before. In dispersing the crowd, the police and National Guard used tear gas, stun grenades, and rubber bullets, and even attacked a cameraman who was broadcasting live from the scene. Washington's mayor has since renamed the street in front of the church Black Lives Matter Plaza, and the Secretary of Defense and senior military figures have distanced themselves from Trump's threat to use the military to quell the protests. The Democrats are proposing new legislation which would ban chokeholds like the one that killed Eric Garner in 2014 and force police to use body and dashboard cameras. In New York State, the Eric Garner Anti-Chokehold Act has already been passed and is expected to become law this week.
The Justice and Policing Act establishes a bold, transformative vision of policing in America. Never again should the world be subjected to witnessing what we saw on the streets in Minneapolis, the slow murder of an individual by a uniformed police officer.
But such a federal law is likely to be blocked in the Republican-controlled Senate, and it falls far short of defunding the police, which is a popular demand among the demonstrators. Minneapolis City Council says it will disband its police force, and New York's mayor has pledged to cut its police budget. But demonstrators want to see more widespread reforms.
If people ain't understanding, we getting killed, like we don't have the same type of life that other people have, so just to see everybody coming together and just understanding that and nothing else, it's like, you feel supported, especially as a black man, us being black. We out here, we feel like our community, like our people around us is really supporting us right now, and it's good.
And that support has spread wide and far, with Black Lives Matter demonstrations taking place around the world. They've often gone ahead despite government warnings not to attend protests because of the coronavirus risk, which shows just how important this cause is to so many. George Floyd said as a child that he wanted to change the world. Could it be that his death will prove a turning point, after which the world finally says, enough is enough to racism and police brutality? Adam Pletts, The Newsmakers.